Think I'm worried about what critics say or what people gotta say? You know who my dad is? They hated on him too.
One of the comments that kind of disturbed me out of all the comments, that I'm not swag. Who is?
What if one family forced the NFL and critics to rethink everything they thought they knew? They called him Prime Time.
Prime Time.
Prime Time's coming to Atlanta, huh?
They called his kids a show. They called the whole thing a stunt. Today, we explore the full story, the plays that turned heads, the media storms that followed, the draft night shocks, and how a family took on doubt with hard work and dedication. This isn't just a highlight reel, it's a deep dive into the entire Sanders family legacy. Welcome to Under the Helmet. Smash that like button, subscribe, and make sure to drop a comment below. Did this family really prove the NFL wrong, or is there more left in their story? This is the Sanders family narrative, filled with talent, drama, public doubt, and a challenging journey to professional football. This film looks beyond the headlines to trace how training, structure, and accountability met public pressure. From backyard drills to college tape, from a high-profile program moved to NFL draft rooms, and how the family repeatedly chose process over spectacle to force analysts and scouts back into the film room. Stick with this deep dive to see how work met expectations and how the tape ultimately demanded a more careful evaluation of talent, context, and development. Now let's get into it. Deion's game on tape reveals the craft behind the flash. Footwork, leverage, timing, and anticipation that produce consistently impactful plays. He didn't merely rely on speed, he read routes, baited quarterbacks, and understood run fits in ways that turned ordinary plays into momentum swings. That repeatable excellence became a public persona, Prime Time, which carried economic and cultural value beyond the stadium. When that persona moved into coaching and recruiting, the spotlight followed. The family name became a door opener for the next generation. The trade-off is clear. Access and opportunity arrived earlier, but so did louder evaluation. Scouts, media, and fans began to measure Shedeur and Shilo through Deion's shadow before they'd seen a season of mature tape. That dynamic framed the brothers' development. They had to convert advantages into demonstrable, projectable traits on film, consistent mechanics, processing speed, pursuit angles, and the sort of repeatable technique NFL staffs value. The question that followed their careers was never just whether they could play, but whether they could build a body of work that stood out from your average football player. This segment sets the scene for that broader narrative, legacy as both lever and test. Long before college headlines, both brothers learned the fundamentals in high school and on neighborhood fields where repetition becomes habit. Shedeur's early tape shows pocket awareness, progression reads, and early leadership. His timing on intermediate routes and his ability to calm teammates in pressure moments earned coaches' trust. Shilo's film displays core safety traits, range, finishing technique, and the competitive will to make contact and finish tackles. The household environment, a father who lived elite sport, pro habits emphasized daily, and access to extra reps, accelerated their process but did not replace the need for production. Young players still must convert practice into game film and consistent technique. High school served as the laboratory where routines became reflexes, extra film sessions, late workouts, and an emphasis on detail that later allowed both to perform at Jackson State. Those formative years also taught them to handle scrutiny, because in a famous household, public attention arrives early and intense. That early education in grind and habits was the foundation that allowed them to translate opportunity into tape worth evaluators' time. At Jackson State, the brothers moved from potential to production. Under Deion's leadership, the program focused on converting attention into development, pro-style practices, strength and conditioning sessions, and film study geared toward producing repeatable technique. In the 2021 season, Shedeur posted stunning numbers as he completed 70% of his passes for over 3,300 yards and 30 touchdowns, showcasing his talent and poise under pressure. Shilo created splash plays, showing range, finishing, and the instincts that prompt scouts to circle a player for their boards. The program's rapid rise made Jackson State a recruiting destination, and media coverage intensified. The attention attracted an array of critics asserting that the program's success relied more on spectacle than substance, pushing the family to double down on processes that produce results. Hiring experienced position coaches, emphasizing micro details like foot placement and ball placement during drills, and turning practices into a pro environment where tactical decisions intended to make the film indisputable. Over time, those structural changes produced tape that shifted conversations in evaluator rooms. Where there had been accusations of exposure, now stood documentation of refinement and future trajectory. With fame comes the noise of public opinion. The Sanders family faced constant scrutiny as their success grew. Critics labeled the program as mere entertainment rather than a legitimate football initiative. With every misstep or lost play, social media erupted with criticism. Was recruiting driven by privilege? Did the program focus more on publicity than coaching? Instead of becoming defensive, the Sanders family embraced the public critique. They worked fast to convert criticism into motivation for improvement, establishing rigorous practices and tackling techniques too meticulous for spectators to question. Deion emphasized discipline, developing players into strong professionals capable of facing adversity head-on.
You understand that when we're on offense, I'm watching my son. When we're on defense, I'm watching my son.
As the season unfolded, it became clear that coaching focused on player growth began to outweigh public chatter. As they sharpened fundamentals, the tape became cleaner, and over time, the narrative shifted. Some analysts began acknowledging the transformation. Discussions turned from skepticism to recognition of improved mechanics, preparation, and evaluation metrics scouts admire. After Jackson State in December 2022, Deion Sanders decided to become the head coach at the University of Colorado.
I want to start by saying on behalf of Congressman Joe Neguse, our CU System President, Todd Solomon, members of the Board of Regents and Regent-elects, all of whom are here with us today, I'm thrilled to welcome Deion, Coach Prime Sanders, to the University of Colorado as our 25th full-time head football coach.
Alongside his sons, Shedeur and Shilo, the move to Colorado represented a bold step forward, serving as the ultimate test for the program, transitioning from Jackson State's familiarity into the challenging atmosphere of a Power 5 school meant entering a world of heightened competition. The stakes were instantly elevated. Faster athletes, tougher defensive schemes, and more brutal scrutiny would challenge every developed skill. The family accepted the eye of the media and embraced the challenge, prepared to bring their best against formidable opponents. Coaches quickly adapted to ensure optimal performance. Colorado football focused on speed, requiring Shedeur to enhance his reading under pressure and tighten execution on throws. Shilo, meanwhile, needed to demonstrate improved technique while confronting skilled receivers at every turn. The family knew that responding to the challenges would define their season. They accepted the pressures linked to such high-stakes games. Success would not merely be defined by wins or losses, but by how well their preparation held up under intense scrutiny, as they aimed to ensure that the skills developed in previous positions translated effectively to this higher level of play. Big moments define careers, and for the Sanders family, those moments began in critical matchups against nationally ranked teams. Shedeur's ability to stay calm under pressure became evident as he engineered a decisive drive late in a game against a top 10 opponent. His pinpoint accuracy led to a dramatic touchdown pass with seconds to spare. Analysts circled this moment on reports, highlighting not just talent but decision-making and patience that point toward NFL readiness. Simultaneously, Shilo's defensive prowess shone during clutch tackles and interceptions that highlighted his progress and growth throughout the Colorado season. These critical plays not only recorded wins, but documented evolution. Scouts started to highlight specific traits that translate well into the pros. Shedeur's decision-making and poise under pressure, combined with Shilo's physical play style and tackling prowess. When clutch performances occurred in these scenarios, they began to shift how evaluators framed their narratives about these two players. Their abilities, when matched with high-pressure outcomes, generated the kind of film that can't be ignored, resonating deeper than critiques that once defined them. As Combine and Pro Days approached, preparation took on a heightened importance. Each competitor knows that performance in these settings can define their careers. For Shedeur, the Combine became an opportunity to showcase not only his arm strength, but also his poise. Steady execution became critical as he demonstrated consistent throws amidst pressure from scouts eager to gauge his abilities. Shilo, too, had set expectations high. He focused on agility, showcasing his ability to pivot and close gaps that would impress cornerbacks and safeties. Teams evaluate character, potential, and whether prospect qualities resonate with their system needs, utilizing interviews as a way to gauge fit. Throughout this phase, the pressure mounted, metrics matter, but scouts seek assurance that on-field successes will translate to the next level. The Combine rendered possibilities into choices, shaping decision matrices and creating new paths. Results in drills provide clearer pictures of what could come next on draft night and beyond, creating excitement that fuels the journey ahead. NFL Draft Night distilled years of work into immediate opportunity and new expectations. In 2025, the Cleveland Browns selected Shilo Sanders in the 5th round with the 144th overall pick, a mid-round investment that signaled a franchise belief in his developmental ceiling and projectability despite earlier skepticism. The pick provided coaching resources, a quarterback room to learn from, and an organizational commitment to a multi-year plan. Shilo's path took the undrafted route with Tampa Bay, where undrafted free agents face steeper odds, but can carve lasting careers through special teams and rapid technical improvement. Both outcomes illustrate how the league values fit and projection over simple narrative. Teams pick players whose traits they can teach into system roles. Draft night was not the finish line, but the starting whistle. The immediate tasks were clear: master the playbook, show repeatable mechanics in camp, and earn trust in practice and preseason reps. For the Sanders family, the night validated process while expanding the work required to prove critics wrong over the long arc of multiple seasons. The professional environment is unforgiving and detail-oriented. Coaches catalog every rep, every missed read, and every corrected habit. Quarterbacks are assessed on drop depth, platform consistency, and progression speed. Defensive backs on angle discipline, hand placement, and tackling technique. In rookie camps, Shedeur focused on precise drops and timing with his receivers. His coaches tracked completion windows and decision speed in situational drills. Shilo worked on alignment discipline for zone concepts and finishing contact at the point of attack, while also competing for special team snaps, the most reliable route for undrafted players to secure roster spots. Preseason reps turn hypothetical projection into observable behavior. Coaches and personnel directors watch for response to coaching. Does the player fix the same mistake after instruction, or does the error reoccur? That behavioral metric often separates players who stick from those who don't. For the Sanders family, professional growth meant matching talent with consistent, repeatable execution while demonstrating the professionalism clubs demand.
I want to win the right way, I want to set the right standards, and I want to prepare these young men for life.
But the NFL's margins are thin. In August 2025, a preseason altercation led to Shilo's ejection and subsequent waiver by Tampa Bay, a stark example of how quickly opportunity can erode without disciplined responses. Organizations evaluate not just physical traits, but judgment under stress and off-field maturity. The family's immediate response combined accountability and planning, correct behavior, retrain technique, and pursue new avenues. Practice squads, the USFL and XFL, or coaching and media pathways if playing options narrow. Deion publicly emphasized responsibility and remediation, while agents explored alternate opportunities to keep film fresh and relevant. Setbacks like these test resilience. Players who return to the field stronger often do so by addressing core technical flaws and demonstrating consistent behavioral change. For talent evaluators, the story after a mistake, transparent corrective work, and new error-free tape matters more than the mistake itself.
Off the play fake, Shedeur Sanders into the traffic, and it is brought in for a touchdown.
Redemption in pro football is commonly procedural. Get reps, improve technique, and produce new tape. Practice squads provide structure and proximity to NFL game plans. Alternative leagues offer meaningful snaps against pro opponents. The Sanders family mapped these routes proactively. For Shilo, game reps in other leagues could rebuild competitive tape, showcasing corrected tackling form, disciplined angles, and cleaned up technique under real pressure. For Shedeur, staying in a developmental program and earning incremental reps offers the same pathway. Repeated positive evidence that mechanics are sustained at pro speed. Agents and coaches coordinate these transitions, prioritizing immediate performance metrics that teams value. Missed tackle rates, coverage breakup frequency, completion percentage in time drills, and assignment reliability. These are the objective data points that convert a comeback narrative into tangible roster value. The arc of redemption is rarely instantaneous. It's earned through measurable improvement and dependable conduct.
Jackson State make history by having ESPN Game Day for the first time, going undefeated this season and winning.
The ultimate verdict on whether the Sanders family proved the NFL wrong will be rendered over seasons, not headlines. What they have already achieved is clear. They forced evaluators to broaden scouting nets, increased attention on HBCUs, and modeled how platform plus discipline development can produce NFL caliber traits. Deion's time at Jackson State from 2020 through 2022 produced measurable outcomes, recruits, wins, and tape that gained national relevance. And his Colorado move tested those methods on the toughest stage. Shedeur and Shilo's journeys include high school foundations, production at Jackson State, Power 5 testing, combined indicators, and pro opportunities in 2025. The family's narrative is instructive. Fame yields access, but access must be converted into repeatable mechanics, mental resilience, and demonstrable film for long careers. Their story has already nudged systemic change. More scouts now attend non-traditional games, and more players receive development opportunities they would once have been denied. The true measure will be sustained performance, long careers, and how many future prospects benefit from widened opportunity pipelines. The Sanders story is far from finished. Whether they ultimately prove the doubters wrong is an evolving question measured in seasons, not the media and critics. What's undeniable is that the family reframed conversations about development, exposure, and opportunity in modern football. The Sanders story is still unfolding. Shedeur's professional journey has begun. Shilo's path remains open to reinvention and opportunity. Deion's visibility continues to influence recruiting and media narratives. Whether they ultimately prove the NFL wrong is less important than the systemic change they helped spark. Wider scouting lenses, more investment in development, and a clearer pathway for players from diverse backgrounds. The verdict will be measured in seasons and tape, not headlines. For now, they have altered the conversation and forced evaluators to watch more closely. Drop your take below. Did they rewrite the script, or is the story only starting? If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to smash that like button. We are on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and tell us who we should do a breakdown on next. Thank you all for the love and support. Keep loving the game.